Hello and welcome to the Stories of Northern Life podcast. I bring to you another episode in our Women's History Month series. Are you ready? It's a good one. Anyone who has lived or even made a pit stop in Sault Ste. Marie knows that we have the best pizza. Yes, pizza that is oven baked in a square pan, not a circle. Pizza that is the star of any birthday party or family gathering. Pizza that has you drooling over the box after picking it up in the car ride home. Pizza that you thought couldn't taste any better, but the leftovers the next day proves you wrong. Pizza that you travel with to bring to ex-Suites. Pizza that holds the test of time with a recipe that has the hearts of so many people for over 50 years. The queen of pizza, we call her, that we have to thank for all this cheesy goodness, is Aurora Butkovich. She has done more than just deliver incredible pizza to this community. She has changed the landscape of the food industry in Sault Ste. Marie and has fueled the souls of many generations with food. Aurora grew up in the West End and went to McFadden School, where Anna McCrae was the principal. If you don't know who Anna McCrae is, there will be another spotlight on her in this series. But Aurora describes her as the most beautiful woman she has ever met. Aurora needed to get her tonsils removed, and at the time her parents could not afford to pay for the surgery. Miss McCrae and the school nurse paid for her to get her tonsils removed. McCrae's influence on Aurora and alike young children transformed their lives for the better and was a great momentum for great character development and positive enforcement. You can clearly see this in Aurora's life. Aurora learned to cook from her mom, though her dad would contribute to feeding the family in other ways. One way was raising rabbits. Her mother would cook a fresh rabbit stew and they would enjoy it over pasta. It seemed like a true family effort to cook and provide wonderful Italian dishes for the family. Even at a young age, Aurora had signs of being a true entrepreneur. Her father would pick dandelions, her mother would clean them, and then she would go door to door selling baskets for 25 cents apiece. Dandelion salad and smelts were a dish that everyone in the block enjoyed. This money would help feed the family for a month and contribute to the purchasing of meat, which was harder to obtain. The meatballs made by this family, I'm sure, were superior. Blueberries were also an item she would personally scavenge and sell. She was a true hustler. In the start of her restaurant career, she would drive around the back of furniture stores and take the cardboard used for packing large furniture pieces. She would take it back to the restaurant and cut it up to fit the pizza and place wax paper to keep it clean. Eventually, her business grew, and she ordered large sheets of cardboard from Toronto. Even then, she would still have to cut them up to fit the pizza. Everything was done by hand. For the first 10 years of the business, she would knead the dough herself. She didn't mind the hard work, though she expressed that it was hard, especially in the Sault's harsh winters. Her first job was at the International Cafe, waiting tables and working in the kitchen. Then Ramos Sangetta bought Vic's Lunch, which is now known as the West Side Cafe. She worked there for 3 years until she opened her own place, Aurora's Lunch, in 1950. It was just a small place with a lunch bar. It was located on the corner of Albert and James Street, but this location was not providing the exposure Aurora desired. She explained that people in the East End were timid to come over to the West End. There was an unspoken rivalry. So she bought a pizza oven and moved to Bruce Street in the middle of the city in 1956, and slightly changed the name to Aurora's Pizzeria. This was when her pizza recipe started to get some notice. It became the go-to place for anyone who wanted truly delicious pizza in town. 4 years later, she opened Snapper's Deli on Queen Street next to the Windsor Hotel. This endeavor was yet another success, so she took some time away yet again, but she wasn't done yet. In 1987, Aurora then opened Mrs. B's Pizza and Snack Bar on East Street. This iconic pizza stop in the downtown core was painted completely red with a large neon sign on the front. It was a small place fitting only a few tables, designed to be more of a takeout pit stop. This original location closed after 30 years, though there was another location that opened in 2012 on Great Northern Road that then took full concentration by the new owners. In the original location's place, you can now find another pizza joint, East Street Pizza. Though the exterior has been painted black, the pizza oven is still baking and feeding the community pizza inspired by Miss Aurora. 4 endeavors are no small achievement. She has passed down 2 that are in good hands, flourishing even 8 years after her passing. Aurora grew 4 successful businesses and will surely be remembered for her recipes, but she will also be remembered for her admirable zest for life and infectious charm. Here is an audio clip from her interview with the Oral History Project in 2011, talking about her favorite memory. From this video, you can see her true colors and her classic sense of humor.
My favorite memory was when I first made gnocchi, and they didn't turn out, and I was living at my mother-in-law's upstairs in the attic, and I didn't want them to know that my gnocchis didn't turn out. So I opened the attic window and I threw them all out in the backyard. It was winter anyway. I loved it.
So, one thing we can take away from Miss Aurora is that when something doesn't seem to be going right, don't be afraid to throw it out the window and try again. Being an entrepreneur takes passion, dedication, determination, and drive. All things Aurora had from a young age. But these characteristics can be developed as well. Aurora gained a little experience working in the restaurant and believed in herself enough to give it a shot herself. It's most definitely not as simple as that, but it takes planning and goal setting as well. Nevertheless, it is still possible. I encourage you to all tap into your entrepreneurial spirit, whether or not you're looking to start a business. But if you are, go for it. Try and try again. Start small and build up. Become the queen or king of your thing. Let the community of Sault Ste. Marie know what you do. Aurora is a local legend. I was drooling the entire time writing and producing this podcast, just thinking about both Miss B's and Aurora's pizza. For those of you who haven't had a slice of Miss Aurora B's infamous pizza, there is still time. Thank you so much for listening, and come back again next week for another influential female figure in Sault Ste. Marie history. Goodbye for now.